What's the final score on that? Evanston won.
Still set point for the Rebels, match point for the Rebels, championship for the Rebels coming up if they get one more point.
Rebel volleyball is on.
Fisher serves, Hopkins, great pass up front, Cornea sets left side, Grove hits, back corner, was it in there? It was tipped, and the Rebels win 25-19, 3 games to 1.
Last season, Coach Cindy Stewart and the Rebs climb back to the top.
Sierra sets left side, Julia hits it hard and splits the D, and it was deflected out of bounds.
They pounded their way to a 17th Rich High School Volleyball State Championship and brought the trophy back home.
Alicia again with the serve. Vicious serve, and it's a service ace.
A lot of mustard on it. With a reloaded roster, the Rebels take the court with their sights set on defending the title and making it 2 in a row.
Larson serves again. This one passed to the up official. It's a service ace for Risha.
Turn up the volume, Rebel fans, and join us for Rich Rebel Volleyball on Rebel Radio. KADQ FM 98.3 with live streaming video online at mylocalradio.com.
Set up front in the middle, set is blocked. On the attack, Julia Hopkins with an epic recreation block of the game.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, the Wind River Hotel and Casino of Riverton, Wyoming, T-Bar S Body Shop Technoglass of Evanston, Cash Honda Yamaha in Logan, Weststar Printing in Evanston, Edwards Furniture in Logan, and by mylocalradio.com.
Hopkins passes, Cornea sets into the middle, Peart touch attack into the middle, and the Rebels win 27-25. Perfect placement by Savannah Peart.
And now, Rebel volleyball fans,
slaps it down, diving dig by Amber Leaf.
Get ready as we head to the court to join the play-by-play voice of the Rebels, Ryan STEINECKERT.
Well, good morning and welcome to Rebel Volleyball on KADQ. Today the Rebels are back at Cokeville. It's day 2 in the gold bracket for the second time in 2 days. The Rebels have the early game, and for the second time in 2 days, the Rebels will take on the Evanston Red Devils. Our Town of Randolph pregame show starts right after this. It's brought to you by Mayor Lynn Weston and board members Sim Bell, Brian Wires, Bridget Pugmire, Melanie Lim, and clerk Lana Peart. We'll hear from them, and then we'll set the scene for today's match as the Rebels take on the Red Devils. That's coming up on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
Randolph is located near the geographic center of Rich County, Utah, on a high plateau with an average elevation of 6,300 feet. The first group of settlers, led by Randolph H. Stewart, camped on a knoll south of the present town site on March 14, 1870. Randolph is a town of extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 in the winter. The folks who live here are also extreme, extremely loyal, extremely friendly, and extremely supportive of our youth. Good luck to all the Rich Rebels this year from everyone at the town of Randolph.
Welcome back to Cokeville and the Town of Randolph pregame show. We've got an exciting match for you this morning. It's a rematch of yesterday's match. First thing yesterday morning in pool play when the Rebels took on the Evanston Red Devils, and when the Rich and Evanston faced off. And good morning, I'm Ryan STEINECKERT. Time for the Town of Randolph pregame show, and the Pugstone Sporting Goods scene set. Winter, summer, spring, or fall, Pugstones has it all. It's Evanston and Rich this morning. These teams, as I've mentioned, took on each other yesterday. The Rebels throughout the day yesterday, of course, the 3-2 loss against Evanston. In that match, Rich won the first two sets, 27-26 and 25-23, before Evanston bounced back. And a big part of that, I was talking with Coach Cindy Stewart. We'll hear from her on the pregame coaches show in a few minutes, brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental. But she said when Savannah Peart went down with that bruised hip, it took the wind out of their sails and they never recovered, and that was a big part of it. Certainly a big part of it was Evanston's adjustment. Kaylee Sharp and Aspen Anderson blocking that high and outside set by the Rebels. Evanston adjusted. Their block was fantastic. They took the Rebels out of their offense and eliminated their biggest offensive attack play, and Evanston earned the win. It was a great win for a good win for Evanston. They played well and won sets 3, 4, and 5 to earn the victory over Rich, 3-2. Following that match, the Rebels took on Mountain View, and it was like two mirror teams facing off against each other. Rebels lost the first set, won the second, lost the third, won the fourth, and then Rich had a solid win in the fifth set, 15-8 to earn the victory, including had some very nice digs and blocks in the game, several aces, including a couple aces in that final set for the Rebels onto victory, and they beat Mountain View 3-2. Then last night, Rich had no trouble with Preston, winning in 3 straight over the Indians, who are in the bottom, or the losers, consolation. I think they call it the silver bracket here at Cokeville. As for the Evanston Red Devils, they yesterday, after beating Rich 3-2, beat Preston easily 3-0, and then lost to Mountain View. They lost 3-1. And we'll hear from Coach, one of the assistant coaches from the Red Devils, Matt Peterson, here in a little bit on our pregame coaches show. Get a little more information on just how that match went against Mountain View. So Evanston, Mountain View, and Rich all in the championship bracket from Pool C at this tournament. And just to give you a quick idea of how today will go, of course, Evanston and Rich will face off here in a few minutes. The JV match is in the second set. Evanston won the first set 19-10. The winner of this match between Rich and Evanston will play this afternoon at 3:30 against the winner between Campbell County and Alta. Today's loser will play at 1 p.m. again against the loser between Campbell County and Alta. So this is a stacked bracket with Campbell County, Alta, Evanston, and Rich. The other side of the bracket in the gold bracket has Cokeville, Green River, Star Valley, and Mountain View. A pretty solid bracket on the other side as well. Returning state champs, Mountain View, or Star Valley from 3A last year in Wyoming, and Mountain View, we saw them. They're a solid team as well. Looking back real quick, we'll cover this a little bit more in depth in a bit on our Laketown Ledger, brought to you by the town of Laketown. But looking back at the series between Rich and Evanston, we were tied going into yesterday over the last 15 years. The Rebels had won 3, the Red Devils had won 3, but Evanston now holds a one-match series lead over Rich with that win yesterday, again 3-2 in the match here at Cokeville. That's your scene set, brought to you by Pugstone Sporting Goods. We're back in the main gym at Cokeville, and the Rebels and Red Devils are on court 2. JV in the second set. Evanston leads 6-3. It looks like the Red Devils will be the home team on that scoreboard. Just for your reference, later on when we're in the match, the varsity match, and bringing you all the coverage. Pugstone Sporting Goods, your Bear Lake All Sporting Goods shop. We're about 15 minutes away, we hope, maybe 20 minutes away from the start of today's action. And we've got interviews with each of our coaches. Just another quick update. Evanston fans, the football team won last night. What was it again? 21-8 over Riverton. So the Red Devils start out 1-0 in football. Nice solid win for the Red Devils as they shift up their competition. They dropped to 3A in football and played Riverton for the first time in a couple of years. And a solid win for the Red Devils last night in Riverton in football. Again, Rich and Evanston both went 2-1 yesterday in pool play and find themselves in the championship bracket here this morning. And Rich Rebel football last night, offensive struggles all night long. Couldn't get anything going. Bear Lake didn't get much going in the first half. They put together a couple of scoring drives in the second half. They found some success on some quick hit passing and then some runs to the outside that fake things inside and then get around the corner, and scored twice last night. Ended up winning 14-0. Did Bear Lake over the Rich Rebels at Bear Lake on the football season's opening game last night. Now the Rebel football team will be back in action next Friday, hosting the Westside Pirates, another non-conference game, but always a fun rival between Rich and Westside. That's coming up next Friday afternoon. Our pregame will start at 3:20. And again, just in case you're just tuning in, here on our Pugstone Sporting Scene Set, the Rebels and Evanston Red Devils face off this morning here in just a few minutes. The winner will take on the winner between Campbell County and Alta, and that'll be around 3:30 this afternoon. The loser will take on the loser between Alta and Campbell County at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Now, should either team, whoever wins today, will definitely get 2 more matches this afternoon. Whoever loses will then play at 1 o'clock. If they lose that, they're done. If they win that, they'll play again for 3rd and 4th, I believe, or maybe it's 4th and 6th. I'm not sure how they qualify that, but that'll be at 6 p.m. tonight. If the Rebels can win, should they lose and then win that next match this afternoon. We'll see how things go. Bottom line is Evanston and Rich will face off here in just a few minutes. We'll continue on with our Town of Randolph pregame show and be back to talk with the coaches, Coach Cindy Stewart, and we got an interview with Coach Matt Peterson, JV coach of the Evanston Red Devils. That's coming up when we return. Again, your scene set has been brought to you by Pugstone Sporting, your Bear Lake All Sporting Goods shop. And we'll be back with the Comprehensive Family Dental Dr. Sean Grohl pregame coaches show when we return here on KDQ FM 98.3, The Wildlife, and MyLocalRadio.com.
Bear Lake's best information spot is Pugstone Sporting Goods, located at the 4-way stop in Garden City. Find out where the fish are biting, where the best scenic trails are, winter or summer, plus all the other information you need to have the best time ever at Bear Lake. You'll also find hunting and fishing supplies, boat equipment, life vests, clothing, beach toys, sunscreen, souvenirs, and more. Pugstone Sporting Goods at the 4-way stop in Garden City, Utah. At beautiful Bear Lake. Stop in today.
The best family vacations create lifelong memories. The Wind River Hotel and Casino in Riverton, Wyoming offers a family dinosaur dig and vacation package that includes digging for fossils at the Wyoming Dinosaur Center, sack lunches, tours of the museum, and lovely clean rooms for a comfortable night's stay. With 3 restaurants to choose from, you and your family will have fun, eat well, and rest easy. Schedule your family dinosaur dig at the Wind River Hotel and Casino in Riverton, Wyoming today. Call 866-657-1604.
Back on the Town of Randolph pregame show as Rich sets up to take on Evanston, the JV facing off right now, and we're tied at 11. Nope, Evanston, and I told you wrong earlier, Evanston is the guest on that scoreboard. They lead 12-10 in set 2 of the JV match. Welcome to the Cindy Stewart pregame coaches show, brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental. Dr. Sean Grohl, providing quality family dentistry since 1998. Rebels lost in 5 sets to the Red Devils yesterday. Rich won the first 2 sets by a combined 3 points, but then Evanston had more solid victories in sets 3, 4, and 5, winning 25-17, 25-19, and 15-8. We'll see if the Rebels can bounce back and try to get back on top of the Evanston Red Devils here this morning. That's coming up in a few minutes, but when we return, we'll hear from Coach Cindy Stewart and from Coach Matt Peterson, JV coach of the Evanston Red Devils. That's coming up on the pregame coaches show brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental here on the Town of Randolph pregame show when we return here on the Wildlife and on mylocalradio.com.
When you have dental care done, you let the dentist and the hygienists into your personal space. It's important that you and your family trust that your dentist will provide professional care in a comfortable atmosphere. Comprehensive Family Dental is a family-owned and operated business that understands how important this trust is. 2 locations make it convenient for you and your family when scheduling appointments. When it comes to your dental work, expect the best. Call Comprehensive Family Dental today at 435-793-2210.
Your vehicle represents one of the major investments you'll make in your lifetime. If you have an accident, large or small, take care of your investment with a professional team that understands the value of your vehicle. T-Bar S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston has been repairing and restoring vehicles to just like new condition for over 7 years. Don't trust your investment to just anyone. Let T-Bar fix your car. T-Bar S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston. Stop in today for a free estimate. 515 County Road.
Here with JV coach and assistant head coach Matt Peterson. Yesterday, varsity goes 2-1. Your JV team goes 3-0. Tell me a little bit about some highlights of Preston and Mountain View, what we need to know for the games that we couldn't see.
The Preston game came out. They were really a tall team, ran a lot of attacks out of the middle, so it was good to see because we'll see a lot of teams that will do the exact same thing come conference time. But it was a hard-fought battle. They're kind of going through a transition, trying to settle into, finding positions, finding setters according to their staff. But it was a good win for us. We came out and played pretty consistent, played pretty level, and we didn't have some of the highs and lows that we had from yesterday morning against Rich. But I think some of that levelness that we had against Preston kind of disappeared a little bit against Mountain View, and we were, I think, showing the effects of a little bit of fatigue, a little bit of lack of focus. We just struggled passing. Primarily we just couldn't get an attack set up. Kind of scattered all over the place. But I don't know. We'll regroup today and come back and lace them up and go again.
With Rich, it was obviously 2 sets that you're down, and then you come back, win 3. What were a couple things that you saw shift the most that allowed that to happen?
Well, like I said, we came out and we came out slow. We didn't get a lot of touches in that, and we're a team that has to keep the ball in play. And when we finally started getting touches, we finally started kind of figuring out, hitters and being able to put people in the right positions, made some defensive adjustments that helped us. And we had an injury timeout in set 3 that seemed to kind of change some of the dynamics. They had to make a sub, and that helped change the dynamics, and we seized that momentum at that point in time and kind of didn't relinquish it. And then finally started getting blocked. We finally started getting, big touches, shutting down some of their hitters. And that, like I said, that predicated the kind of the change in momentum.
All right, Coach Peterson, thank you.
Thank you, Jake.
Well, thanks to Jake Hibbert, play-by-play voice of the Evanston Red Devils, for that interview with Coach Matt Peterson. JV match just went final. Evanston won the first set 19-10. They take the second set 19-15, and that improves the Evanston JV record this weekend to 4-0. I think the Rebel JV has gone 0-4. They've struggled a little bit, but varsity 2-0 and facing Evanston this morning. Again, thanks to Coach Matt Peterson. This is the Cindy Stewart pregame coaches show brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental and Dr. Sean Grohl, providing quality family dentistry since 1998. We're about 10 minutes away from the opening serve of today's match as Rich faces Evanston. I want to touch a little bit more on yesterday's match against Evanston and just what Coach Peterson said and how much of an effect it had for when Savannah Peart got injured. At that point in the match, the Rebels, I believe it was about tied. Rich might have been up. It was right around 9-7 or 9-8. And as Coach Stewart will tell us a little bit later on, we'll hear from her in a moment, it took the wind out of the Rebels' sails. And you heard Coach Peterson from their standpoint as well. It made a big difference. It changed the dynamic. It helped shift the momentum. And Evanston held on to that momentum through the rest of the match. We'll see if Savannah Peart is back to full strength. I talked to her briefly this morning. She said she's feeling good. Hurts a little bit, but nothing too bad, and hopefully she's back close to or at full strength and can help the Rebels pull that, to get that momentum back. Again, they won those first 2 sets against Evanston. They were ahead in the 3rd set. She got injured, and they never got that momentum back, lost that 3rd, 4th, and 5th set. Well, again, thanks to Matt Peterson and Jake Hibbert. We've got more of the Comprehensive Family Dental pregame coaches show coming up when we return on the Town of Randolph pregame show. And you're tuned in to Rich Rebel Volleyball on KADQ FM 98.3. We live video online at mylocalradio.com. We'll hear from Coach Cindy Stewart in just a moment.
It's the model year-end clearance sale going on now at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston. They need to make room for the 2018, so the time to buy is now. Receive up to 20% off select models or up to $5,000 in bonus cash. Auto Farm is stuffed with 2017s that they need to move. Receive 0% financing for 72 months on select models. Get down here before they're gone. Chevrolet, find new roads.
Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. We're a different kind of dealer.
As the hospital closest to Bear Lake, professional medical care is always available at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. As a full-service hospital, Bear Lake Memorial offers an emergency room that's open 24/7. They treat patients of all ages. Other professional services include physicians' clinics, assisted living, home health services, counseling, dialysis, physical, occupational, and speech therapy, orthopedic care, and skilled nursing. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
We're back at Cokeville and the pregame show brought to you by the Town of Randolph. We'll hear from Coach Cindy Stewart here in a moment on the Comprehensive Family Dental pregame coaches show at Cokeville, day 2. And for the second day in a row, the Rebels have the first match of the day against the Evanston Red Devils. Coach Stewart. Ryan Steineckert with Coach Cindy Stewart of the Rich Lady Rebels. Coach, day 2 now of Cokeville. You made it into the championship or the gold bracket.
Yeah, we're excited to be here. Not real thrilled that we're having to play Evanston. We're not thrilled with this format. It seems like every year we come back and play our first place, or they play us instead of going to the other bracket. There's a lot of teams here to play. I'm sad we're not playing someone else, but maybe we'll get a chance to redeem ourselves from yesterday's loss to Evanston.
I wasn't there for the Preston match. I obviously was there for Mountain View and Evanston. How did you feel like you played in those 2 matches? Early on against Evanston, you won those first 2 sets, but then dropped the 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Well, Savannah went down, and that just totally took our wind out of our sails, which I wish didn't, but they didn't react very well to that. So we never did rally back to get those. And Evanston did a great job. They're a good team. They're all tall. They swing out of the middle. They're very athletic. My goodness, they look like a junior college instead of a high school. And they did a good job. But we really definitely went downhill when we lost Savannah. And then she came back and played against Mountain View. And then she was done pretty much after after Preston last night, so we didn't play her but 1 game. Mountain View was like playing us. They had to run the same defense, about the same size, and we rallied and rallied and rallied. It was a fun match, and glad we came out on top. And then Preston, they had a great bunch of tall athletes, but they don't have a lot of ball control. They made a lot of hitting errors and a lot of ball control errors.
Mountain View was fun. You guys were so similar, and you'd see just those rallies go and go and go, and there weren't a lot of mistakes until finally, I don't know if people were just wearing out or you'd make a great play.
Oh, it was really a fun match for the girls because they kept saying, it's just like playing us. But and they're a really good team. They're a real solid team, so we were fortunate to come out of there with a win.
Evanston, it seemed like we're keying in on that high set to the left, the outside hitter. Is that something you had to adjust against, or what will you do different today? Their block was really big on that, when you try to attack.
We just have to learn to hit high hands because there's going to be big blocks on us all year. Julia and Savannah done played, it'd be Talisha. But this summer we played at USU, and everybody we played had a big block on us. And that's what we're going to hit, and that's what they're going to block. We just got to learn to hit high hands better and see the court better so we can hit around it.
So good preparation this weekend for what you'll see the rest of the season.
Oh, absolutely. This is a great tournament for us. I don't love the JV format. I wish that they could play a full tournament instead of just 2 games of 19. Even if they'd play 2 games of 25, it'd be better. But I feel like our JV kind of loses the tournament here. But they're getting to play. We're splitting the juniors and sophomores as a JV and then letting the freshmen play the other games, 2 games of 19. And so everybody's getting to play, and we're getting to see what some girls can do.
Coach, good luck today against Evanston. Anything else you want to touch on?
No, thank you, Ryan, for coming.
Cindy Stewart of the Rich Lady Rebels, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much, Coach Stewart. I mentioned a few minutes ago that the Rebel JV team has gone 0-4 so far at this tournament, and part of that is what you just heard from Coach Cindy Stewart, that they're playing a lot of the younger girls, freshmen and sophomores playing, so it's really almost it's really a combination of freshman, sophomore JV teams, and all of those players getting action out on the floor, and that's part of the contribution of going 0-4. The point is not necessarily to win at this point in the season and at this tournament for that JV squad. The point is to get more time on the floor, improve, get better, and keep working on your game. As for the varsity team, that's a big part of it as well. And obviously you want to earn those wins. You want to keep that record up there and not lose matches. But you can also learn a lot of things. We saw last night in the Rebel football game, Rebels lost the game but learned a lot. Coach Brown learned a lot of what he can expect from different individuals in different positions. Learned some things that work, some things that don't work, some things that need improvement. And, you'll often hear that you can learn more in a loss than you do in a victory. So Rebels hopefully learned something from yesterday's loss against Evanston. Number one, don't get injured. That's easier said than done, obviously, and not a real factor, not a real key. But that block when Rebels tried to go high and outside, with Aspen Anderson and Kaylee Sharp in there, Rebels have got to do a better job. As Coach Stewart said, hit high hands, and that's referring to the block. And it's a tough balance, tough line to walk, because if you hit it high and you go too high, you're obviously going to hit it way too long and then just hit it out of bounds. So you got to hit those high hands, and then you'll get those blocks and deflections that roll over the top of the fingers. And so Rich has to adjust on those hits to get those high hands of the blockers so it doesn't get stuffed right back at you. And we saw that so many times against the Red Devils. Rich would set up the attack, would have a nice set, you have things going well, and try to attack, and then just get it stuffed right back in their face. And so Rich will have to adjust to that. It seemed like also yesterday against Mountain View, the Rebels were trying a little bit more, or a little bit of variety, rather than just high and outside every time. They'd go high and to the middle, and sometimes even back set. And I think if you can keep Evanston blockers guessing a little bit more, that should help the the Rebels out a bit as well today. Again, Evanston beat the Rebels yesterday 3-2. Rich beat Mountain View 3-2, and then Rich beat Preston 3-0 yesterday. We're in the gold bracket at this tournament. Right now on court 1, Mountain View. Oh no, it's Campbell County. Oh, is this Star Valley and Mountain View over there? No, it's the Camels of Campbell County and Alta. The other bracket will have Cokeville versus Green River and Mountain View versus Star Valley. Winners will move on, play at 3:30. Losers will move on and play at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Stay tuned, and we'll take a quick break. We've got about 6.5 minutes until this match gets underway. We'll continue on with our pregame coaches show, brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental. Dr. Sean Grohl, providing quality family dentistry since 1998. We've got your Randolph Country Store starting lineups and the town of Laketown Ledger coming up when we return on the pregame show, brought to you by the town of Randolph. Mayor Lynn Weston, board members Sim Bell, Brian Wires, Bridget Pugmire, Melanie Lim, and clerk Lana Peart. Back after this on KADQ FM 98.3, The Wildlife, and MyLocalRadio.com.
Randolph is located near the geographic center of Rich County, Utah, on a high plateau with an average elevation of 6,300 feet. The first group of settlers, led by Randolph H. Stewart, camped on a knoll south of the present town site on March 14, 1870. Randolph is a town of extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 in the winter. The folks who live here are also extreme, extremely loyal, extremely friendly, and extremely supportive of our youth. Good luck to all the Rich Rebels this year from everyone at the town of Randolph.
When it comes to parts and service, don't rely on anyone other than the team at Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley. The professional mechanics and parts department team have the experience to help you with whatever you need. When you need to add a winch, get an extra belt or spark plugs, winterize, repair or replace tires, or have a rebuild, they can help. Whatever you need, gift ideas, parts, accessories, or a great mechanic, you'll find it all at Cash Honda Yamaha in between Logan and Smithfield on Highway 91.
It's the model year-end clearance sale going on now at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston. They need to make room for the 2018, so the time to buy is now. Receive up to 20% off select models or up to $5,000 in bonus cash. Auto Farm is stuffed with 2017s that they need to move. Receive 0% financing for 72 months on select models. Get down here before they're gone. Chevrolet, find new roads.
Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. We're a different kind of dealer.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
Well, we're back at Cokeville, and it's day 2. We're in the gold bracket. Rebels last year in the gold bracket. We're in this same situation. They beat Evanston 3-1 a year ago, and then beat Green River before losing to Star Valley in the championship of this tournament. It would be a similar situation if the Rebels won this morning. Of course, they're facing Evanston, so that's the same opponent as they had a year ago on Saturday morning of the gold bracket. Again, the winner of this match will face Campbell County and Alta, the winner between those two teams. Loser will face the loser between the Camels and the Hawks. On the other side of the gold bracket, Cokeville takes on Green River, and Mountain View takes on Star Valley. All those matches are at 10:30. And if the Rebels win, they'll play again at 3:30. If they lose, they'll play again at 1 o'clock. JV match so far this morning. Evanston won that one 19-10 and 19-15. You've been tuned into the Comprehensive Family Dental pregame coaches show, brought to you by Dr. Sean Grohl, providing quality family dentistry since 1998. And you're tuned into Town of Randolph pregame show coverage. It's time now for the starting lineups in today's match, brought to you by your friends at the Randolph Country Store. We may be small, but we've got it all. And for the Evanston Red Devils, let's see, where did my sheet go? If they stay true to form, then their starters, so like yesterday, would be Alyssa Dean, who is the libero, Haley Barker, the setter, Emery Wagstaff, outside hitter, Hannah Ellingford was a middle blocker, Anjahana Archuleta, either outside hitter or middle blocker, not sure on that one, and then Kaylee Sharp and Aspen Anderson, middle blockers as well, or right side hitters. And of course, Hannah Ellingford hits with the left hand. We saw her serve, and she's got a very good serve. She gave the she gave the Rebels a lot of trouble yesterday, and so she'll be the opposite side hitter as she swings with that left hand. And those are your starting lineups for the Evanston Red Devils. Randolph Country Store starters for the Rich Rebels. Outside hitter Julia Hopkin. Libero is Amber Smith. Setter Kiera Grohl. Outside hitter Talisha Larson and Savannah Peart. And right side Risha Larson. And we'll see, and we saw a lot yesterday of McKenna Stacy and Sydney Hatch. Kendall Staple got some time in there as well. as the Rebels dealt with that injury with Savannah Peart and Mackenzie Prentice got into the match as well. So some good youth contributions from Rich Lady Rebels here at this tournament. We're going to have those players contributing throughout the year. Sydney Hatch certainly with some good height, with some blocking ability, and saw her score a few points yesterday. Rebels have got to be a little bit better on their passing today. And the one thing, I was talking also to Coach Tara Lawler of the Evanston Red Devils yesterday after the match, and she said, yeah, the block worked. We did have some good things working, but boy, we couldn't make a pass. And Rebels could take better advantage of that today. Maybe pick up a few more service aces. One other thing that the Rebels can definitely improve on today against Evanston is cut down on the service errors. Rich had 1, 2, 3 in the first set, 1, 2, 3 in the second set, 1, 2 in the third, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the fourth set, and 4 service errors in that shortened fifth set. So Rich with far too many service errors in the match yesterday against Evanston. And the Red Devils had their share of errors, not as many as the Rebels did, and that may have been just just some jitters for Rich. But they've got to be better. You cannot give your opponent that many free points, and that's really what a service error amounts to, is a free point for your opponent, especially in the side-out scoring, rally scoring. You just can't give those extra points to your opponent. Let's see, we finished up your Randolph Country Store starting lineups. We may be small, but we've got it all. That's the Randolph Country Store. And now time for your Laketown Ledger. Good luck, Rebels, from the Mayor and Town Council of Laketown. And taking a look back at the ledger, the history between these two teams. I'm sure there were other matchups in volleyball prior to 2001 or the 2002 season. My records don't go back beyond that. And in that span, the Rebels and Red Devils have played 7 times. Rebels won 3-2 and 3-1 in 2011 and 12. Red Devils won 3 in a row in 2013 and 14. And the Rebels won last year 3-1 at this tournament. And then yesterday, the Red Devils with the victory over Rich 3-2. So Evanston holds a 1-match series lead. They've won 4 times. The Rebels have won 3 over the last several years, where my records go back to 2002, and these teams have played 7 times in that span. That's your Laketown Ledger, brought to you by the Mayor, Sim Weston, Council members Dallas Clark, Chris Hodges, Gary Ogilvie, and Delora White. The Laketown Ledger brought to you by the town of Laketown. Moments away from getting this match underway. Your pregame show has been brought to you by the town of Randolph. Mayor Lynn Weston, board members Sim Bell, Brian Wires, Bridget Pugmire, Melanie Lim, and clerk Alana Peart. Rebel fans over here to our left. There's a good contingent of Rebel fans. Some Red Devil fans down there as well. I see the Sharps and others among the group. There's, of course, Grandma and Grandpa Grohl are here. I don't know what they're doing. They could be cheering for Taylor Grohl and the Red Devils. They could be cheering for Kiara Grohl and the Rebels. Maybe cheering for both to do well, have a good match, and just keep it tight, have fun, and not get injured. Grandma and Grandpa Grohl over there. We're just about to get underway here. Set 1 will be brought to you by Rolene Kennedy, Rich County's representative at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. Our beginning serve of each set is presented by the station in Randolph, here for your convenience needs. Rebels will be in the long sleeve blue jerseys, black shorts, and Amber Smith in the white libero jersey. And I believe Evanston will be home on that Stacy's Repair scoreboard if you're watching online at mylocalradio.com. Evanston in the reds with the white piping, white numerals, and black shorts. And setter is Alyssa Dean, also in the long sleeve white jersey. Rebels set up in their defensive rotation with Amber Smith in there as the libero, and it looks like Haley Barker will serve to start this match out. Evanston serving toward us at mylocalradio.com. The Rebels defending right here in front of us and attacking away from us at mylocalradio.com. Again, the beginning serve brought to you by the station in Randolph. Barker gets the whistle, the wave, and she delivers. Our station in Randolph beginning serve. Hopkin receives it, passes it high. It bounces off the basketball practice standard, but the Rebels bump it over. Red Devils set it up, and Archuleta crushes it to the back corner. Evanston leads 1-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Good quick attack. Red Devils got the good pass after the Rebels did not. Haley Barker again to serve with Evanston leading 1-0. Barker with a rainbow serve. Smith, good pass this time. Grohl sets it up left side for Peart, who hits low on the hands of Stuff. And it's 2-0 Evanston on the block. And that was an adjustment that Coach Cindy Stewart talked about. Got to hit higher on the hands. The Rebels did not do it on that attack. Stewart and Grant up high, or Anderson and Grant up high on the block. Rebels don't get a good pass and bump it over. Barker with a back set for Sharp, and Hopkin easily digs it up. Kiera with the dump set. Archuleta's there. Rebels don't get a good pass, and it goes out of bounds. Red Devils up 3-0. Rebels struggling to get good passes here early on, and in 4 or 5 opportunities, they've had one nice pass. Haley Barker again to serve. Evanston leading 3-0. Again, they're the home team on that Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Again, not a good pass for the Rebels, and they just have to bump it over. Peart and Larson miscommunicate and bump it out of bounds. Rebels playing pretty poorly early on here. And here's the pass from Smith after the serve by Barker. Again, not a good pass, but Peart gets a decent attack, touch attack over the block. Red Devils set it up. Archuleta misfires on the attack, and Rebels able to set it up. Larson push attack, but a diving save by Barker. Pushed back over the top. Smith picks it up. Set up left side, high and outside for Peart, who hits wide. Trying to go cross court, out of bounds, and it's 5-0 Red Devils. And this is about where the Red Devils left off yesterday. About where the Rebels left off yesterday. Struggling to get a solid attack because of that block when Rich goes high and outside. Kiera sets it up in the middle, and Larson with a great idea on a touch attack. Just can't quite clear the net. And it's 6-0 Evanston on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Barker again serves. Bumped high in the back row, and Rich just has to bump it over. Again, a poor pass and not much of an attack. Barker, quick set for Anderson. She tips it down onto the line. It's in. 7-0 Evanston. And Coach Stewart standing over there on the bench. Might be thinking about a timeout. Might be thinking, well, let's see if my girls can pull their way out of this early poor play. Peart's pass goes up front. It's a high return, and Grohl just dump sets it. Evanston able to return quickly. Anderson hammers it down, and now Coach Stewart will take the timeout with a 8-0 lead for the Evanston Red Devils. We'll take a quick timeout and be back in this first set, brought to you by Rolene Kennedy on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Rolene Kennedy of Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston is your Rich County representative. The mother of 5 Rich High graduates and grandmother of 3 more graduates in the making, Rolene is here for you. She's a recipient of GM's highest salesman honor, the Mark of Excellence Award winner, meaning she provides you with the best customer service in the industry. The next time you're looking for a car or truck, think Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston, your Rich County representative.
Go Rebels!
Boy, a rough start for the Rich Rebels against the Evanston Red Devils this morning. 8-0. Evanston with the lead on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard in set 1, brought to you by Rolene Kennedy, Rich County's representative at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. The Red Devils have come out firing. The Rebels have come out struggling. Haven't gotten a lot of good passes. Our camera today is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. That's the Bear Lake fan cam. Rebels set it up. Peart hits it down the line.
You're tuned in to Rich Rebel Sports on KADQ Evanston.
Excuse me, apologies on that. We got our legal ID in, though. Rebels, Savannah Peart hits it down in the corner, but just misses. It was out wide, and it's 9-0. Smith with a good pass this time. Kiara sets it up in the middle. Peart pushes it to the back corner, and finally the Rebels get onto the scoreboard with a Bear Lake Realty kill. It was misplayed by, I think, Wagstaff on that back line. 9-1, though. The Red Devils on top. Here's Peart serving. Ajahana gets a good pass, sets it up left side, and Sharp hits just long. Boy, that was close. Rebels couldn't get to it, and it's a good thing because it was just out of bounds, just long. 9-2. Rebels need a big run here. Peart serves again. Not a good pass by Dean, the libero, but the Red Devils recover, bump it over. Smith, nice pass up front. Kiara sets high and outside. Hopkin hits. It's deflected by the blockers, and the Red Devils set it up for Ajahana Archuleta. She hits. Smith digs it up. Rebels set it up. Larson hits, and it's dug in the back row. Archuleta will bump it over. Risha passes up front. Kiara sets high and outside. Left side for Hopkin. Push to the back corner. Dean is there. Set up left side. Johanna Archuleta hits it too long. And after that long rally, the Rebels earn the point. It's 9-3. A 9-0 run to start this match for Evanston has them on top 9-3. 3 straight points for Evanston. Quick set. Rebels get a deflection by Hopkin, but it's out of bounds. Diving effort by Peart to get there. Couldn't keep it up. 10-3, Evanston with the lead in the first set, brought to you by Rolene Kennedy. Archuleta back to serve. Johanna goes to the back row. Smith with a decent pass up front. Set left side. Hopkin hits. It's deflected, and Archuleta's there. Set up left side. Wagstaff hits. Dug up, and the Rebels a pancake dig by Larson, but then a bump over is too long and out of bounds. Would have been a candidate for your J-Bar excavation dig of the game, but does not result in a point, so we'll watch for the next one. 11-3. Evanston on top on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Archuleta serves. Good pass up front by Hopkin. Set for Hopkin down the line. She hammers it. Dean with a great dig. Set up left side. Wagstaff creams it down the line, and it's 12-3. You can see Evanston playing with a lot of confidence, and I wonder where that was yesterday when they lost to Mountain View, because this Evanston team looks a lot better, taller, more athletic, quicker, smarter, and faster than Mountain View did yesterday when Rich played them. Kiera sets it left side. Hopkin hits, and she gets it through this time. It went high on the hands and blocked to the floor on the side of Evanston. A little blocking error there, and the Rebels are trailing 12-4 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Looks like Talisha Larson back to serve for Rich, and the Rebels could use a few service errors. Dean doesn't get a good pass, bumped over by the Red Devils. Peart does get a good pass up front. Kiera sets high and outside. Hopkin hammers it. Red Devils keep it alive and bump it over. Rebels get a good pass, set up left side again for Hopkin. Tipped over the top, but Barker is right there. Wagstaff tips it across the net. An overpass by the Rebels, and it's on the floor. Good little attack by, I believe, Anderson on that overpass. And it's 13-4. The Red Devils starting to run away with this first set after jumping out to a 9-0 lead. Dean serves. Rebels pass up front. Kiera with a dump set to the back row. Dean is there. Barker sets it up left side. Wagstaff comes in hot, hits it off the block, to the side of the block, and Grohl glanced it to the side. And it's 14-4 as that one dropped out of bounds. Dean with the service again. It's a long one, but stays in. Peart passes up front. Rebels set it up for Hopkin. Pushed across. Bumped up front. Wagstaff with the hit. No, and that wasn't Wagstaff. That was Tiara Short with the kill. And it's 15-4. Rebels are not getting a block up, and they have no answer for the block that the Red Devils are getting up. Alyssa Dean again with the serve. Peart, good pass up front. Kiera high and outside. Grohl crushes it down the line. Diving dig by Dean, and it's a great pass. And then Wagstaff misfires, hits it over out of bounds. 15-5. Rebels needed that side out and need some points here. McKenna Stacy will check in on the front row with Hatch and Hopkin. Back row, Peart, Smith, and Kiera Grohl. Kiera with the serve. Back row to Dean, and she lets it go at the last second. It's long, a service error, first of the match for either team. Makes it 16-5. Evanston with the lead. Kaylee Sharp serves. Rebels put it up. It's blocked up on the front row by Hannah Ellingford. Right back to the floor, and it's 17-5. And the height and athleticism of Evanston killing the Rebels. Sharp to serve again. Rebels need a good pass here. Peart, not a great pass, bumped over. Pass up front. Barker, quick set, hit with the left hand by Ellingford. Rebels able to dig it up. Kiera sets left side, and Hopkin bumps it over. Barker sets high and outside for Wagstaff. Kiera keeps it in the air, and it's bumped by McKenna Stacy, and then the Rebels bump it over. Bumped right back. Kiera sets it up left side. Hopkin comes in, hits long, going cross court, out of bounds, and it's 18-5. Evanston playing well. Rebels struggling. First set is brought to you by Rolene Kennedy, Rich County's representative at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. Peart pass up front, set left side. Hopkins hits, and this time she goes high on the hands. It rolls over the top and drops to the floor for a Bear Lake Realty kill. Brought to you by Gary and Amber McKee in Garden City. 18-6 as Julia Hopkins sets to serve. And she serves long. 2 service errors in a row for the Red Devils make it 19-6. Down by that type of a score, you absolutely cannot afford service errors. Emery Wagstaff serves. Peart at the last second decides to go for it rather than let it go out of bounds and hits it to the back wall. Out of play, 20-6. Evanston with the lead. Grohl left side. Peart hits and it's blocked and lifted. Jake, are you talking about a point controversy? That extra point. Hellingford hits long on the right side attack. And its score says 21-8. It should be 20. The score says 20-8. It should be 21-8. Evanston on top. We'll see if they fix that. Archuleta hits across. Rebels are there. Stacy sets it up in the middle. Peart slaps it to the back row. Bumped up front by Wagstaff. Set up in the middle. Hellingford slaps it. Rebels dig it up. Set up left side for Larson, and Talisha with a Bear Lake Realty kill. Got a good attack. It wasn't real strong, but she placed it well. Smith with the serve and a service ace. Archuleta couldn't handle it. Rebels putting on a good run here, but it'll probably be too little too late unless they can keep it going. We'll hope they do. Circle Ace Land Cattle Company ace by Smith. She'll serve again. Archuleta passes high and outside. Evanston keeps it alive, but they can't bump it over in 3, and it's 21-11. Again, the scoreboard says 20-11. They didn't give Evanston one of their points. Both Jake and I confirm that. Smith serves again, and this time she serves long. That'll give the Red Devils another point, make it 21-11 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. 3rd service error of the match for the Rich Rebels. This is just the first set. Smith passes up front. Grohl bumps left side. Talisha hits. Archuleta able to dig it up. Set up left side. Archuleta hits again. Good set by Nicole Bott. Rebels set it up, and Larson this time crushes it down the corner. Great dig by Wagstaff. Set up again for Archuleta. Hit to the back row. Smith digs it high into the rafters, out at the wall, and the Rebels can't get to it. 23-11. Scoreboard still says 22. That would help the Rebels. And another timeout on the court. We'll take one as well here in this first set. Brought to you by Rolene Kennedy. Rebels trail 22-11 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
It's the model year-end clearance sale going on now at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston. They need to make room for the 2018, so the time to buy is now. Receive up to 20% off select models or up to $5,000 in bonus cash. Auto Farm is stuffed with 2017s that they need to move. Receive 0% financing for 72 months on select models. Get down here before they're gone. Chevrolet, find new roads.
Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. We're a different kind of dealer.
Well, the Red Devils have come out hot in this first set, brought to you by Rolene Kennedy. They lead 22-11 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Should be 23-11. Rebels have struggled against that big block. Peart this time, nice placement. And she gets the Bear Lake Realty kill. Make it 22-12 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard, and Rich will have the serve. Risha Larson. Rebels need a big run here. Evanston jumped out to a 9-0 lead to start this first set. Risha serves, another service error. That's 2 out of the last 2 serves and 3 out of about the last 6 serves. The Rebels have served too long and out of bounds. That'll put us at 23-12 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. I'm just going to go with that and assume I was wrong. A bump by Smith. Nobody goes for it. Rebels all caught flat-footed. Everybody just staring at the ball as it drops to the floor. And that's got to be a point of frustration for Coach Stewart, that we're not at least giving a little better effort. Kiara sets left side. Talisha hits. Totally stuffed, and Evanston wins the first set in dominant fashion, 25-12. In set one, brought to you by Rolene Kennedy, Rich County's representative at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. As the teams switch bench sides, and start to get ready for the next set. We'll thank our camera sponsor, Bear Lake Realty, bringing you the fan cam. 435-946-8888. You can visit bearlakerealty.com or stop in one of their offices, either in Montpelier or in Garden City. If you're looking for real estate in the Bear Lake area, beachfront, room with a view, secluded mountain retreat, maybe a winter recreation headquarters, or plenty of timeshare options, it's available through Bear Lake Realty. Visit bearlakerealty.com. Thank you, Gary and Amber McKee in Garden City. Again, 25-12, the final score on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard in set number one, brought to you by Rolene Kennedy. We'll have set two coming up when we return on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
The best family vacations create lifelong memories. The Wind River Hotel and Casino in Riverton, Wyoming has teamed up with the Riverton Golf and Country Club to bring you great golf getaway packages for the whole family. Come for a couple of days, golf, eat, relax, tour the Wind River Indian Reservation, and enjoy the Native American tribal dancers. Pet rooms are available so you can bring the whole family and stay. Call today the Wind River Hotel and Casino, where families play, stay, win. 866-657-1604.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
We sell fun. Come see and feel the fun when you shop at Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley. You and your family will have fun year-round, in the water with personal watercraft, in nature driving your side-by-side or riding your four-wheeler, or in the mountains on your snow machine. It's always fun at Cache Honda Yamaha, no matter what the season is. Our showroom is full of inventory to choose from. Start having more fun today. Visit Cache Honda Yamaha between Logan and Smithfield on Highway 91. We sell fun.
A rough start to the morning for the Rich Rebels as Evanston jumped out to a 9-0 lead in set one and went on to win 25-12. Another service error. The Rebels struggling with that against Evanston, as the beginning serve, brought to you by the station in Randolph, here for your convenience needs to start set two, is too long and out of bounds. Rebels had 4 service errors in that first set, and they start off set two, brought to you by Town of Woodruff, with another. Rebels set it up after they get a good pass. Peart hits, but it's dug up. Red Devils set it up, and Archuleta crushes it down. Evanston on top 2-0. Want a repeat of that first set when Evanston jumped out to a 9-0 lead. Haley Barker serving, and we'll see if the Rebels can get an answer. Hopkin, good pass up front. Kiara sets left side. Peart this time hits it down. Dean able to dive and dig it up. Set left side. Archuleta hits again. Smith digs it. Pancake dig, but the Rebels can't keep it in the air. 3-0. And this rotation with Barker serving, Archuleta hitting on the outside, as the outside hitter on the left. Just Rebels have no answer for it. Peart, good pass up front. Kiara sets in the middle. Talisha hits over the block. Back row to Wagstaff. Kaylee Sharp hits it long, and the Rebels let it go. So Rich catches a break on a hitting error by the Red Devils. Gets on the scoreboard. 3-1, Rebels trail on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard as we just get underway here in the Town of Woodruff second set. Savannah Peart back to serve. Serving toward us here in this second set, and Peart serves long. Wow. I think the Rebels might be working on their service Monday afternoon in practice. That may be a focus of practice Monday. Archuleta to serve. Peart passes up front. It's an overpass, and it's crushed down. Easy play there for Emery Wagstaff. Makes it 5-1. Evanston with the lead. For the Rebels, that's 4 serves in a row going back to the first set that have been errors. It's becoming an issue. Archuleta to serve. And there's a Archuleta returns the favor to the Rebels, serves it long. It's 5-2 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Rebels trail early on here, so a 3-point deficit not too worrisome if the Rebels can keep it close. Talisha Larson serves. Good one. Dean overpass. Hatch smacks it and hits it too long. It's out of bounds. Point to the Red Devils. That's a happy birthday that just didn't quite blow the candles out just right. Alyssa Dean to serve. Peart passes, and it's right up near the net. Kiera gets a good serve. Hopkin hits it, bumped up high by Magana. Rebels able to dig up the attack, set it up again. Hopkin hits it between the block and the net. Nice hit by Julia Hopkin, makes it 6-3. A blocking error by the Red Devils. Now to give the Rebels the serve. Kiera Grohl. Stacy checks in on front with Hatch and Hopkin. Out back is Peart, Smith, and Grohl. Good serve, not a great set. Into the net goes one of the Rebels. And it's 7-3. Evanston with the lead. Kaylee Sharp back to serve. And Sharp serves into the net. A couple service errors in a row for the Red Devils. They must have caught a bug from the Rebels. 7-4, Rich. Down by 3. Lost the first set badly, 25-12. Not a good pass from Taylor Grohl. Bumped over, and Wagstaff punches it across. Kiera bumps it high. Stacy, and then Hopkin bumps it over. Grohl, nice pass, set. Quick hit by Ellingford, deflected out of bounds. Point to the Red Devils on the kill. 8-4. Evanston on top, doubling up the Rebels in set 2, brought to you by the town of Woodruff. On the other court, Alta beat Campbell County 25-12. Much like the Red Devils beat Evanston, Alta got an early, big lead. Smith with a late decision to put her hands up to play this serve, and it results in a deflection back to the wall and a service ace for Emory Wagstaff. Meanwhile, in the second set between Alta and Campbell County, it's tied at 18. Smith passes up front. Grohl sets left side. Peart hits, and this time she nails it down. 9-5, Bear Lake Realty kill for Savannah Peart. Looking for some service aces for the Rebels. So those are brought to you by Circle H Land and Cattle Company. And our epic recreation block of the game. Oh, there's a service ace right there as Smith serves. Looked like it would be long, but it just drops on the line. And it's 9-6. Rebels trying to pull back in. Smith serves. Grohl bumps up front. Barker sets. Ellingford hits to the middle, and it's dug up by Kiera. Rich sets it up. Swings it around, and Savannah Peart hits it. It's up near the net. Larson knocks it down, and it's kept alive by Evanston. They push it across. Grohl sets it up to the left side. Peart hits back row. Dean passes up front. Barker with a dump set. Peart keeps it alive to the back row. Smith passes up front. Peart bumps it over. Ellingford, Barker set up left side. High hit by Archuleta. Dug up. No, a lift by the Rebels. And it's 10-6. Smith gave it a little too much oomph as she dug that hit up. And it's 10-6. Evanston with the lead. Hannah Ellingford serving. She's a southpaw. Serves with the left hand. Gets off a knife serve. Hopkin with a good receive. Passes and hit by Peart. She goes right at Ellingford's chest, and she didn't have time to react. Good power, good placement by Savannah Peart at Bear Lake Realty kill. Rich down 10-6 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Starting to look a little more like the Rich Rebels in this set. Risha serves. Good one. Pass up front. Not great, but a nice set by Barker. Archuleta hits into the top of the nylon, and it's 10-8. Rebels climbing back in. Rebels lost the first set 25-12. Trying to gather themselves back together for a better set 2. Brought to you by Town of Woodruff. There's a service error, though, and that's the third of the set. Gives the Red Devils another free point. It's 11-8, and the difference in this second set is 3 service errors by the Rebels. Barker serves, and this is a tough rotation. Not only because Barker's a great server, she gets an ace there, but it has some good blocking and Ajahana Archuleta on the attack on the left side. Barker will serve again with Evanston on top 12-8, and she just clears the net. It hit the top of the nylon and rolled over for a second consecutive service ace. 13-8. Rebels need a side out. Barker set to serve again. Haley Barker, as she was lovingly called a few years ago. Rebels set it up. Peart hits, and it's glanced off the side of the blocker's hands down to the floor. Bear Lake Realty kill for Peart. And the Rebels cut that lead back to 4, 13-9 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. Peart serves again, or serves this time. Dean passes up front, set up for Archuleta. She pushes down the line. Great attack by AAA service. And it's 14-9. Rebels looking for a dig of the game. It would be brought to you by J-Bar Excavation. Peart passes, Grohl bumps, and Hopkins just tries to tip it over. Didn't get a great pass, and Hopkins is stuffed. 15-9, Evanston. Rebels were within 2 just a minute ago, but they've been outscored 5-1 in the last few moments. Archuleta serving, and Risha plays it at the last second. Should have let it go and deflects it out of play. 16-9. Evanston building the lead. Archuleta again to serve. Smith passes, Kiera bumps, and Hopkins bumps it over. Again, we didn't get a good pass. Dean passes up front, back set for Sharp. She hits back row, and it's just in there on the line. 17-9. Rebels scrambling to be in position for that. The back set really threw them off. And you got to credit Haley Barker, the setter for Evanston. She really keeps the Rebels guessing. Smith passes, Grohl bumps it high to the other side, and Peart bumps it over. Again, Rich didn't get a good pass. Kaylee sets it up. Aspen Anderson tries to block it down. Rebels are there. They dig it up and bump it over. Dean passes up front. Barker sets left side. Wagstaff comes in hot, hits it hard. Good dig by Smith. Grohl bumps it up, and Peart slaps it from the back row to the back corner. Dean diving, can't get there, and the Rebels get a Bear Lake Realty kill and a side out. 17-10. Rich needs a bit of a run here. That was a 7-1 run for Evanston. It was 10-8. Rich was within 2, and then Evanston goes on a 7-1 run, and now it's 17-10. Talisha Larson serves. Good, strong serve. Dean, a decent pass up front. Barker sets left side and hit hard by Wagstaff. It's out of play on the dig, and that'll make it 18-10. Rebels just can't string together a lot of any points. Evanston's getting a good pass today, and their attack has been solid. Alyssa Dean with the serve. Peart with a good pass up front. Kiara sets. Hopkins hits to the corner cross court, dug up by Short. Pass up front. Wagstaff, the touch attack, and perfect placement. Great timing for Emery Wagstaff, and it's 19-10. That one just right over the top of the block and back right at their heels, so the other Rebels playing on the back row couldn't get to it. Dean serves again. Smith struggles on the pass, and it's a lift by the Rebels. 20-10. Rebels being doubled up. They were early on. They fought back, got within 2, but it's been all Red Devils since. Dean, Risha Larson passes, gets a good pass this time. Rebels set it up, not a great set, and Hopkins has to punch it over with the left hand, pushed right back to the Rebels. They'll set it up again. Hopkins hits in a blocking error right into Hannah Ellingford, and it's 20-11. Rebels get the side out and the point. That match between Campbell County and Alta just went final. Was that a win for Alta? Service ace for the Rebels. Alta wins again, so they're up 2-0. 25-22 in that second set. Meanwhile, the Rebels get a service ace, brought to you by Circle H Land and Cattle Company. Makes it 20-12. Kiara Grohl serves again, just about an ace, but a diving save by Wagstaff to keep it alive. Ellingford slaps it over. Grohl will set it up. Hopkins hits cross court, bumped high by Short. Dean bumps it up front, bumped over by Ellingford. Peart, nice pass up front. Kiara sets high and outside. Hopkins hits it hard, deflected by Wagstaff out of bounds. 20-13 on the Bear Lake Realty kill by the Rich Rebels. See if they can pull things together here. They need a big run. Not going to happen on this one with another service error. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the set. 5, 6, 7, 8 in the match already. We're in set 2 with Evanston on top, 21-13 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. Smith with a good pass this time. A poor set, and Hopkins somehow bumps it over, but it's a quick, easy attack for Abby Wagstaff, almost like an overpass, and she just slaps it down. 22-13. Kaylee Sharp with the serve. Peart passes up front. Kiara sets left side. Hopkin hits, deflected to the floor. A Bear Lake Realty kill makes it 22-14. Rebels just not firing on all cylinders this morning, at least not consistently. At times they've looked pretty good, but at times not so good. Elisa Dean passes up front. Barker high and outside. Wagstaff comes in hot, blocked. Nice job by Stacy. Just deflects it, turns, and bumps it in the air. Rebels attack, and the Red Devils dig it up. They attack. Grohl digs it. Stacy bumps it over. Peart slaps it across. It's bumped high, and then Dean looking. Nobody goes and gets it. Just kind of a flat-footed. Who's going to get it? Nobody. The hardwood will get it. And the Rebels are down 22-15, needing a few more points. Julia Hopkins serving. Back row, and it's an ace. Alyssa Dean shanks the return or the receive. Circulates Land and Cattle Company ace for Julia Hopkins. And it's 22-16, and Coach Tara Lawler will take a timeout. We'll take a quick one as well here in the second set, brought to you by the town of Woodruff on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Woodruff, Utah has a long pioneer history with a post office that has been in operation since 1872. Woodruff was named after Wilford Woodruff, the fourth president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and is home to the Woodruff Steakhouse, a former Latter-day Saint office building that is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Our rich pioneer heritage is reflected in all our students by their hard work and commitment to excellence in the classroom and in their sports.
Back in Cokeville, it's the gold bracket. Rebels and Red Devils faced off yesterday morning, and Evanston won that one 3-2. They're on their way to a much more dominant victory in this one as they took the first set 25-12, and Evanston leads 22-16 in set 2, brought to you by the town of Woodruff. Rebels have the serve. They just got an ace from Julia Hopkin, and Julia serves again. Not a good pass. Barker, a long set. Wagstaff, an attacking error, hits it into the net, and it's 22-17. If the Rebels can get four or five more points here in a row, they'd certainly have a chance in this set. Hopkins serves again, set up left side. Wagstaff crushes it down, but Grohl with a J-Bar excavation dig of the game. Rebels set it up, and Peart hits it down the line to the back corner. 22-18, a Bear Lake Realty kill by Savannah Peart. And again, let's mark that down. The epic, or the J-Bar excavation dig by Kiera. A poor receive by Taylor Grohl, and the Rebels with another service ace. 22-19. Evanston struggling to get a good pass against Hopkins' serve, and they don't get a good one again. Barker bumps it way across. Wagstaff pushes the back corner. Smith is there. Kiera sets it up left side. Peart hits it down the line. Another Bear Lake Realty kill, and it's 22-20. That timeout for the Red Devils didn't work. The Rebels starting to get fired up. Knock on wood, we'll hope they can keep it going. Julia Hopkin, and this rotation has been solid for Evanston. With Peart on the attack, she's finding holes in the defense. And Evanston not getting good passes. Grohl, a decent pass this time. Barker bumps it real close to the net. Wagstaff can't hit it over, and Rebels are within one, 22-21 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. This is a different Rebel team than we've seen in the first set. And for much of this second set, Joe Hopkins serves long, service ace, or service error. Makes it 23-21. Rebels need a quick side out here, another point, and I think Evanston will win this second set. Brought to you by the town of Woodruff. A timeout on the floor, and we'll take one as well. It's set 2, brought to you by the town of Woodruff. Mayor Bo Holman, council members Hugh Holman, Audrey Jessen, Raymond Franson, Millie Bradshaw, and clerk Lisa Bell. Rebels down 23-21 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
It's the model year-end clearance sale going on now at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston. They need to make room for the 2018, so the time to buy is now. Receive up to 20% off select models or up to $5,000 in bonus cash. Auto Farm is stuffed with 2017s that they need to move. Receive 0% financing for 72 months on select models. Get down here before they're gone. Chevrolet, find new roads.
Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. We're a different kind of dealer.
Welcome back to the action. Rebels set it up. Their attack is blocked after Evanston was able to bump it over, and Rich, with the error on the attack, makes it 24-21. One more point, and Evanston goes up 2-0 in the match. Now, the Red Devils did come back from a 2-0 deficit yesterday in the match that they won over Rich. Rebels receive. Kiara sets it up. Peart hits, and Dean is there. Good pass up front. Barker, quick set. Ellingford hits and crushes it into the corner. Evanston wins 25-21 and leads in the match 2-0. The Rebels had come back. They were down 22-13 in that second set. Scored 8 straight to make it close, but couldn't. Just ran out of gas there at the end, and the Red Devils win 25-21. They lead in this match 2-0. Second set has been brought to you by the town of Woodruff, and we'll be back with set number 3 when we return on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
The best family vacations create lifelong memories. Schedule a family whitewater rafting trip today. Packages include your hotel room, transportation, whitewater rafting, and lunch in a native teepee. The Wind River Canyon is located on the Wind River Indian Reservation in Riverton, Wyoming, and is home to the Northern Arapaho and Eastern Shoshone tribes. Come and enjoy the waves, the breathtaking views of the oldest canyons in Wyoming. Call today the Wind River Hotel and Casino, where families play, stay, win. 866-657-1604.
When it comes to hard things in life, don't say, why me? Just say, try me. Remember, it's the tough things that make us the strongest. The cattle ranchers at Laziest Ranching are proud supporters of the youth in our community. Sim, Joe Jean, Carol, and Millie Weston, along with Sim Jr. and Maggie, remind everyone to eat more beef and cheer on the Rich Rebels. That's right. Eat more beef and cheer on the Rich Rebels.
When you need body work or a windshield replacement, it can be as simple as dropping your vehicle off and picking it up a couple of days later. T-Bar-S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston works directly with your insurance company to save you time and hassle. We know it isn't convenient to have a vehicle in the shop. That's why we work hard to repair and restore as quickly as possible to get you back on the road. Make it hassle-free. Let T-Bar fix your car. T-Bar-S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston. Stop in today for a free estimate. 515 County Road.
Welcome back to Cokeville. Heading for set 3 in the championship bracket. The gold bracket is what they call it here in southeast Wyoming. And Rich facing Evanston this morning. Rebels struggled early on. Evanston jumped out to a 9-0 lead in the first set and went on to win that first set 25-12. Red Devils were cruising in the second set before the Rebels battled back, got to within 2. But then Evanston turned it back on and led 22-13 before a Rebel 8-0 run made it 22-21. But then Evanston scores 3 in a row and wins the set 25-21. So Rebels find themselves down 2-0 as we head for set number 3, brought to you by Rich County Rebels with a championship cause. While we do that, let's thank again Bear Lake Realty. They're sponsor of our camera, our main camera today. It's the Bear Lake Realty fan cam. Our Rebel fans down here to our left, closest to us is Principal Rick Larson and his wife. Plenty of fans over there as well, the Browns and the Westons, and lots of Rebel fans here. That's the Rebel Bear Lake Realty fan cam. Visit BearLakeRealty.com. Let's go back to live camera for the beginning serve of the set, brought to you by the station in Randolph. Peart with a good pass up front. Rebels set it up long, high and outside. Hopkin hits, deflected by the block, bumped and kept alive. Archuleta hits hard, and it's a blocking error. Rebels were too far back from the net, and for the third consecutive set, Evanston takes a 1-0 lead. To start that set. Again, the beginning serve of each set is brought to you by the station in Randolph. Rebels don't get a good pass, an even worse set, and it's 2-0 as Hopkin couldn't get underneath it. So 2-0, Evanston on top. They are the home team on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Campbell County Camels getting beat by Alta 2-0 on the other court here at Cokeville. Rebels set up the attack. Red Devils get it. A diving dig by Smith is an overset, but it works, and Red Devils bump it back across. Peart, good pass up front. Kiera sets left side. Hopkin hits, stuffed, and dug up by Peart. Hopkin bumps it back over. Passed up front. Barker with a quick set. Anderson hits, and she finds her spot. Not a lot of power on it, but the placement was perfect, and it's 3-0 Evanston on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Rebels need to get back to what they did at the end of set 2, and I don't know if you can just do that. It was Hopkins serving, and with both teams in just a rotation that the Rebels could find or were very effective in. Barker serves, and this has been a tough rotation for Evanston to face. Set it up, Hopkin hit, blocked, and nobody goes down to get it. Peart and Hopkin both kind of looked at each other. You got it. Nope, it's on the floor. 4-0 Evanston. Barker serving again. She served the Red Devils to a 9-0 lead in the first set. Hopkin hits again. She's blocked, but this time the Rebels dig it up. Set it up again for Hopkin. This time it's blocked again and bumped over. Rebels bump, and Hopkin hits. Back corner. Archuleta sets. Barker tries the dump set. Risha passes up front. Kiara sets in the middle. Talisha bumps it over. Pushes it across, rather. Barker bumps it. Punched from the back row by Wagstaff over the net. Kiara sets left side. Hopkin hits and deflected out of bounds. Rebels with the Bear Lake Realty kill. Finally get that first point. And Rich has struggled to start each of the first 3 sets. Evanston took a 9-0 lead, then a 4-1 lead, and then a 4-0 lead in sets 1, 2, and 3 respectively. And the Red Devils lead here in set 3, brought to you by Rich County, 4-1 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Talisha Larson with a good serve this time. Evanston struggling, but they bump it over. Risha can't get underneath it. What an attack. It was over her head. I think it was Wagstaff. And the Rebels it was a funny spin, couldn't get underneath it. And Rebels trail 5-1 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Oh, that's Allie Wallentine. Elizabeth is the full name. Allie Wallentine just checks in. So Allie Wallentine just checks into the match. And Evanston responds with a service ace. Archuleta to serve again. Rebels struggling to pass in this match, and we'll see if they can get a little help here. Hopkin makes a good pass. Then she gets set up and hammers it. It's bumped high into the air, off the rafters and to the floor. And a Bear Lake Realty kill for Julia Hopkin. Stops the bleeding for the moment. McKenna Stacy checks into the game. So some youth up front. It's senior Julia Hopkin along with a sophomore and a freshman in Wallentine and Stacy. Kiara Grohl with a service error. That's the 10th of the match for the Rebels. Makes it 7-2. Evanston with the lead. Alyssa Dean sets up to serve. Peart passes up front, gets a good pass. Hopkin hits and she's blocked. Kiara sets again for Hopkin. She pushes it over the block. Barker sets it up. Wagstaff hits, deflected. Good dig. Kiara sets left side. Hopkin hits to the back row. Dean is right there. Perfect spot. Set up again for Wagstaff. Hit, diving dig by Amber Smith, and Stacy bumps it over. And then Evanston can't control it. Stacy tiptoeing that line under the net to avoid crossing it after she bumped it. Ends up with essentially a Bear Lake Realty kill, and Rebels are down 7-3. Good serve by Hopkins. Set up, bumped over. Smith passes up front. Great pass. Set up left side. Peart hits, blocked. Grohl protects and keeps it in the air. Then hit again by Peart. Dug by Magana. Red Devils set it up, and Wagstaff hits it. It was tipped and blocked out of bounds. 8-3. Rebels trailing on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Sharp back to serve. She had a great serve yesterday. Served, I think, 3 service errors or service aces in a row. Overpass, and it's a happy birthday. Hannah Ellingford up with the left hand, and an easy point there makes it 9-3 Evanston. Savannah Peart being vocal here, saying, "Come on, girls, let's go." Hopkin gets a good pass. Kiera sets left side. Peart hits, blocked, bumps it high in the air again. Kiera will set it up again for Peart, who punches it toward the back row. Magana bumps up front. Barker sets left side. Wagstaff hits, blocked, and Stacy bumps it high in the air. Set up again for Peart, who bumps it into the middle, pushes it rather into the middle. Wagstaff hits, deflected again. Did it go off the antenna? I thought it did. It didn't move much, and the official says, yes, it did touch that antenna or go out of bounds, and it's 9-4. Good recognition by the Rebels and a little bit of help to the official to say, hey, that one was out. Amber Smith to serve down the line, just out of bounds, and another service error by the Rebels. I've never seen this kind of issues on the service for the Rich Rebels. And it's almost like one of those things of free throws. You miss a few, and then it starts to get into your head, and then you start making more errors because of the mental challenge. Peart attacks and hits it long, 11-4. Evanston on top in the third set, brought to you by Rich County. Rebels with a championship cause. Again, we're still looking for our Epic Recreation block of the game. Rebels set it up, nope, bump it over. Barker sets left side. Archuleta hits, blocked out of bounds by the Rebels, and it's 12-4. Our J-Bar excavation dig of the game to this point came in the second set. The Rebels were on a run. Kiera had a great dig, helped the Rebels make it 22-18 at that point in the second. Emery Wagstaff set to serve. Hopkin with a good pass up front. Kiera sets in the middle. Peart hits hard and too long, out of bounds. 13-4, and the Rebels struggling. Wagstaff, again, good pass from Hopkin. Kiera sets left side. This time Talisha tips it over the top of the block. Tipped right back down the line. Rebels dive, dig, keep it alive, and Talisha bumps it over. Bump, set, and here's the hit by Ellingford. A soft one, and Kiera gets under it. Stacy bumps to the back row. Hopkin bumps over the net. Dean passes. Nice pass, set up left side. Archuleta crushes it, but a great dig by Hopkin. Bumped high. Kiera sets left side, and Talisha misplays it with the left hand. Again, the set, not great location, and Talisha had to adjust and couldn't get the ball over the net. Set, or the serve by Wagstaff. Pass up front, Kiera sets and hit down the line. Larson dug up by Grohl. Archuleta will push to the back line. Hopkin pass, good up front. Kiera sets left side again for Talisha. Hit, deflected, and kept in the air. Bumped, set left side, blocked by the Rebels on Archuleta. Archuleta's hit, but it's out of bounds. And we have a two-hit violation, or double touch. Oh no, it was just said it was out of bounds. Maybe the Rebels did touch it twice. 15-4. Hopkin passes up front. Kiera sets left side. Talisha hits back row. Dug up by Wagstaff. Set left side. Archuleta punches it down the line. Kiera was out of bounds, but she saved it, keeps it alive, and the Rebels bump it over. Smith to the back corner. And bumped up front, out of bounds. Evanston keeps it alive, and Dean bumps it over. Smith with a good pass up front. Kiera sets left side, way outside. Talisha has to back up and slaps it over. Barker sets left side. Archuleta hits hard. Dug, but out of bounds. Shanked off to the side. 16-4. Evanston is running away with this one. This is the biggest lead of either set. A 12-point lead. The Rebels take a timeout and will take one too. Third set is brought to you by Rich County. We'll be back with more of it after this on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you.
Coach Stewart told me in the pregame interview that this is a good experience for the Rebels. They're going to be facing teams with taller players all season long, and especially should the Rebels face somebody like Panguitch in the state tournament or anywhere else, they're going to face that height. So they've got to get used to it and figure out how to attack around it. They figured that out a bit during the second set, made an 8-0 run and had it they were within 1 point at 22-21 before Evanston scored the final 3 points and won the match. But the Rebels have some work to do as they're trailing 16-4 in the Rich County third set. Not a good pass, bump over. Alyssa Dean digs it up, and then it's over the net. Stacy just goes up and slaps it down on the overpass. 16-5, a Bear Lake Realty kill for the freshman. And that'll earn Stacy the opportunity to serve. I think this will be the first time we've seen her serve as a varsity volleyball player, and it doesn't start well. She'll have better or more opportunities, and she'll do better in the future, but a service error into the net on that one. That's the 12th service error in less than 3 sets for the Rebels, and that's far too many. Risha Larson checks back in. The serve by Hannah Ellingford is too long. A service error, so we return the favor, and it's 17-6. Rebels trailing by 11. Needing a serious run to just stay alive in this match, trailing 2-0. Archuleta hits hard. Smith with a nice dig. Peart bumps up front to Hopkin, who hits it, slaps it across. Archuleta, good pass. Set up left side and into the middle, rather. Back row, and Wagstaff hits into the net. 17-7. See if the Rebels can make a late run here in this set. Grohl passes, and a ball from the other side, other court, comes into the Rebels, or into the Evanston set, so we'll have to redo this one. Peart serves, and Grohl passes, gets a good pass up front, sets. Archuleta slaps it down, and Smith can't dig it up. 18-9. Alta leading Campbell County 2-1 as they're in the 4th set now. The winner between Rich and Evanston will take on the winner between Alta and Campbell County. Loser will take on loser. Peart passes up front. It's right near the net, and Kiara just goes up and punches it over. Set up by the Red Devils left side. Archuleta hits it hard. Rebels dig it, but into the net, and it's 19-9. And this is that rotation that the Rebels have had no answer for, with Barker serving, Archuleta, Anderson, and Sharp on the front row. Barker serves. A decent pass. Kiara sets left side. Hopkin hits, deflected out of bounds. And there's the answer that the Rebels have to find right there. 19-10. Rebels trailing on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. Wallenstein back in on the front row. She's up there with Hopkin and Grohl. Larson hits. The ace is what we'll call that, as it was deflected off to the side and out of bounds. Circle H Land and Cattle Company service ace. Bumped high as Hopkins served, or Peart, I believe, served again. Hit hard. Peart shanks the dig. Couldn't keep it under control. It's out of bounds right in front of us. And a point for the Red Devils, who lead 20-9 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. Archuleta set up to serve again. Ajahana serves. Peart passes up front. Kiara sets left side. Hopkin hits and somehow dug up by Wagstaff and bumped over. Kiara sets again. Hopkin hits, blocked. Diving dig by Wallenstein. Rebels keep it alive. Evanston bumps it over. Peart passes. Kiara sets left side again. Hopkin hits hard, and it's blocked. That's a great block straight to the floor. And it's 21-11 Red Devils on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard, leading 2-0. Looking to close this one out in 3 straight. Archuleta, back row. Risha passes. Good one up front. Kiara left side again. Hopkin tips it over the top, but Barker's right there. Sharp left side sets, and Wagstaff, no trouble killing that one. 22-11. 25-12 in the first set. 25-21 in the second set for Evanston. And it looks like Kendall Staple will check into the game, into the match for Evanston. Savannah Peart goes out limping, and she's in some pain. That may be the hip injury that she suffered yesterday. May have gone down funny on it again here this morning. Archuleta serves and hits the top of the net, drops to the floor. It's a service ace. That's one of those that once in a while works in your favor. And things working in Evanston's favor in this one. They've played well, and they are creaming the Rebels 23-9 in set 3 with a 2-0 match lead. And that's how it's gone right there. The Rebels serve receive, goes off to the side. Nobody plays it. 24-11. Set and match point for the Evanston Red Devils, who've looked fantastic this morning. Archuleta with the serve. Hopkin, good pass up front. Kiara sets left side. Julia has to back up, hits it hard, blocked, set up. Kaylee Sharp hits it down, and the Red Devils win 25-11 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. A quick 3-0 win in the match for the Red Devils. Looking like a different team than they were yesterday in a 3-2 win over the Rich Rebels. Rich struggling this morning. We'll talk a little bit more about it on our post-game show, brought to you by Mountain Valley Cattle Company. We'll be back with that. We'll have your Epic Recreation block of the game, J-Bar Excavation dig of the game, and some highlights and stats as we come back with our Mountain Valley Cattle Company post-game show in a moment. Third set has been brought to you by Rich County. Rebels with a championship cause on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Everybody gets rock chips at one time or another in your vehicle window. From now on, anytime you get a chip in your windshield, don't think, oh booger. Instead, think T-Bar-S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston, home of the 1995 rock chip repair. Rock chips are fixed in minutes, and the team at T-Bar-S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston will come to you, or you can stop by the shop. T-Bar-S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston, home of the 1995 rock chip repair. Call us today.
They really appreciate every customer at Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley. They understand that you have lots of options when it comes to purchasing outdoor recreation vehicles. That's why they work hard to earn your business by making sure they understand exactly what you want. They're friends with their customers. When you're happy, they're happy. If you haven't been to their store, they invite you to come visit. And if you've already one of their friends, stop in again soon and check out all of this season's gear. Cache Honda Yamaha in between Logan and Smithfield on US 91.
Founded in 1997, the Mountain Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho serves Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming and is proud to sponsor the students and staff at Rich High School. The Mountain Valley Cattle Company is established on the foundation of hard work, commitment, and perseverance, knowing that every individual on the team must give their best for the team to succeed. The same principles that students and athletes at Rich High School are learning today that will help them lead tomorrow. The Mountain Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
Randolph is located near the geographic center of Rich County, Utah, on a high plateau with an average elevation of 6,300 feet. The first group of settlers, led by Randolph H. Stewart, camped on a knoll south of the present town site on March 14, 1870. Randolph is a town of extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 in the winter. The folks who live here are also extreme, extremely loyal, extremely friendly, and extremely supportive of our youth. Good luck to all the Rich Rebels this year from everyone at the town of Randolph.
Back on the post-game show, brought to you by Mountain Valley Cattle Company. Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. And it's time now for the Freaky Fast Recap, brought to you by Jimmy John's at 113 Front Street in Evanston. Gourmet sandwiches, fresh and fast every day. That's Jimmy John's. Saturday morning in the gold bracket, the Rebels have a rematch with the Evanston Red Devils. The Rebels had lost to Evanston the day before, 3-2. After the Rebels took the first two sets, the Red Devils took sets 3, 4, and 5 on Friday. On Saturday, it was a totally different story. Evanston jumped out to a 9-0 lead in the first set and never looked back. They took the first set in dominant fashion, 25-12. Rebels battled back big time late in set 2, but still lost 25-21. And in set 3, it was Red Devil City, 25-11. The Evanston Red Devils beat the Rebels in 3 straight. This Evanston team looked fast, athletic, smart, and very solid. They were consistent today and earned the victory in 3 straight over the Rich Rebels. That's your Freaky Fast Recap, brought to you by Jimmy John's. Fresh and fast every day. Stay tuned later on in the Mountain Valley Cattle Company post-game show. We'll be right back, and we'll have your post-game highlights and stats brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Count on us to care. That'll come up right after the break when we return on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
As the hospital closest to Bear Lake, professional medical care is always available at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. As a full-service hospital, Bear Lake Memorial offers an emergency room that's open 24/7. They treat patients of all ages. Other professional services include physicians' clinics, assisted living, home health services, counseling, dialysis, physical, occupational, and speech therapy, orthopedic care, and skilled nursing. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
Bear Lake's best information spot is Pugstone Sporting Goods, located at the 4-way stop in Garden City. Find out where the fish are biting, where the best scenic trails are, winter or summer, plus all the other information you need to have the best time ever at Bear Lake. You'll also find hunting and fishing supplies, boat equipment, life vests, clothing, beach toys, sunscreen, souvenirs, and more. Pugstone Sporting Goods at the 4-way stop in Garden City, Utah. At beautiful Bear Lake. Stop in today.
Back on the Mountain Valley Cattle Company post-game show, brought to you by Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. A rough one this morning for the Rich Rebels as Evanston Red Devils came out hot. The Rebels struggled and just never really seemed to, I guess it's at a few points in the match, they felt like they got into their rhythm. About midway through the first set, they had a few good moments. Second set, they climbed to within 2. It was 10-8 early on or midway through. And then they fell down. They were down 22-13 before going on a 8-0 run, which included the J-Bar excavation dig of the game by Kiera Grohl. Rebels was just a fantastic dig. Ended up in a point for Rich, and that made it 22-19 at that point in the match. 22-21, the Rebels got to within 1 late in the second set, but then Evanston scored the final 3 and earned that victory in set 2, 25-21. Our epic recreation block of the game came in the third set, and I believe it was McKenna Stacy, maybe it was Julia Hopkin. Anyway, Rebels, the blocking just wasn't there real solidly or consistently today for Rich, but that was our epic recreation block of the game. And in the third set, it was all Evanston all the time. They won 25-11 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. They were helped out by the Rebels' service errors, inconsistency, and struggles in the service. Rebels had 12 errors in the 3 sets. That's 4 per set. And that's it felt like more than that, but it was either way, it was too many. So Rich loses 3-0 in 3 straight to the Evanston Red Devils, who looked pretty good this morning, and we'll hope that they can keep things going. And they'll face, looks like, probably Alta. It'll be either the winner between Alta and Campbell County. And last I knew, Alta led in that match 2-1, but the fourth set real close, 14-13. And that match will be this afternoon. Now let me check the schedule real quick. It'll be at 1 o'clock, and that's, of course, is the JV first, the 2 sets. So we'll plan on a pregame at about 1 o'clock this afternoon. I'll tell you more about that when we return in just a bit. This post-game highlights and stats have been brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Count on us to care. That's Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier. Our post-game show is brought to you by by Mountain Valley Cattle Company, and it continues after the break. We'll have the Laziest Ranching Roundup calendar, let you know how the rest of today will go and the schedule for the rest of today when we return on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
When you have dental care done, you let the dentist and the hygienists into your personal space. It's important that you and your family trust that your dentist will provide professional care in a comfortable atmosphere. Comprehensive Family Dental is a family-owned and operated business that understands how important this trust is. 2 locations make it convenient for you and your family when scheduling appointments. When it comes to your dental work, expect the best. Call Comprehensive Family Dental today at 435-793-2210. When it comes to hard things in life, don't say, why me? Just say, try me. Remember, it's the tough things that make us the strongest. The cattle ranchers at Laziest Ranching are proud supporters of the youth in our community. Sim, Joe Jean, Carol, and Millie Weston, along with Sim Jr. and Maggie, remind everyone to eat more beef and cheer on the Rich Rebels. That's right. Eat more beef and cheer on the Rich Rebels.
Back on the Mountain Valley Cattle Company post-game show brought to you by Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. Let's take a look ahead at Rich County sports and activities brought to you by Laziest Ranching. Eat more beef and cheer on the Rebels. School started this past Tuesday. Of course, to get back at it on Monday. And today, the Rich Rebels continue play at this COKEVILLE tournament. Rich will play the loser between Alta and Campbell County. And currently, Alta leads that match 2-1. Is it Alta that's ahead 17-14 in that fourth set? Campbell County's ahead 17-14 in the fourth set, trying to tie it up and force a fifth set. Either way, Rich will play either Campbell County or Alta, whoever loses that match, and that will start JV at about 1 o'clock. That's what the scheduled time is. Things may change based on how long other matches go. The next matches are supposed to start at 10:30, and they'll move things around. They'll shuffle. They'll start things early if they can to avoid going as late as the schedule has this tournament going. They try to get things done earlier and as early as possible. But on the schedule, the Rebel JV match in Constellation should start at 1 o'clock, which would put our pregame at about 1:30. Just make sure to stay tuned here to 98.3. We'll also post something on Facebook to let you know just when that match will go, and it'll be right around 1:30 pregame this afternoon as the Rebels retake the court. And if they lose that match, they'd be done. If they win, they would play again tonight at 6 in the Constellation Championship. Looking ahead to next week a little bit, on Thursday, the Rebel volleyball team will get back into it versus Bear Lake, and that's a home match for the Lady Rebels. Freshmen at 4, JV at 5, varsity at 6. Our pregame on Thursday will start at 5:40. Then Friday, the Rebel football team gets back at it. They'll try to get back on the winning track after losing last night at Bear Lake 14-0. The Rebels will host Westside next Friday night. Won't get any easier, may get tougher, as the Pirates have consistently been extremely solid. It's a great rivalry. JV plays at 1, varsity at 4. Our pregame starts at 3:20 on Friday afternoon. Then next Saturday, Rich Middle School Royals get things underway. Volleyball and football with games starting at 9 o'clock at Mountain View Saturday, September 2nd. That takes us through the end of next week on our Lazy S Ranching Roundup calendar. Lazy S Ranching, eat more beef and cheer on the Rebels. That wraps up our post-game show, brought to you by Mountain Valley Cattle Company. Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. A dominant win for Evanston today over the Rich Lady Rebels, 3-0. Took the first set 25-12. It was close second set, 25-21. But the third set was all Evanston, 25-11. Rebels will try to bounce back against either Altamont or Campbell County this afternoon. Again, our pregame should start right around 1:30, but that may be a little bit different. Again, as tournament organizers shift things around, move things around, and try to pick up the pace as quickly as possible to get this tournament finished up. So right around 1:30, we'll be back on the air this afternoon. Thanks for tuning in. Our producer, thank you, back in the studio, Kate Bullender. I'm Ryan Steineckert. We'll talk to you again soon.
You've been tuned in to Ridge High School Rebel Volleyball on Rebel Radio, KADQ FM 98.3, with video online at mylocalradio.com. Today's match has been brought to you by these Rebels supporting businesses and individuals: Edwards Furniture in Logan, West Star Printing in Evanston, Cash Honda Yamaha in Logan, T-Bar-S Body Shop Technoglass of Evanston, the Wind River Hotel and Casino of Riverton, Wyoming, Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, and by mylocalradio.com. The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of Old West Media, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the aforementioned rights holder.
Our executive producer is Val Cook. We thank our office manager, Kayleen Anderson, and our sales manager, Julie Burley, along with KNYN Sports Director, Jake Hibbert, Chief Photographer, Warren Cook, and production assistants, Kate Bullender and AJ Lamb. Biggest thanks to all of our sponsors and to you for tuning in. We invite you to visit mylocalradio.com for archived games and past interviews with Rebel players and coaches. Thank you for joining us on this presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on KADQ FM 98.3 and online at mylocalradio.com. Until the next time the Rich High Volleyball team takes the court, go Rebels!